Where's camera one?
Oh my God! Come on!
All right, so hey, if you happen to be tuning in right now, you are catching. We haven't started yet officially, but we call this Stormfront Freaks Raw, which means you're either watching us live or you are catching
coronavirus.
That, I guess that's an option. So you're watching the YouTube show later, whatever it is. But if you're watching this, it just means you're catching all the breaks and everything in between and all the good stuff. But welcome. This is actually, we're celebrating our 100th episode. We are at the Vanessa House Beer Company. Woo! So we're at the Vanessa House Beer Company here in downtown Oklahoma City. We are pumped because we also have Rick Smith and Gary England are going to be here tonight. So we're excited about them. But thank you for watching, joining us. If you want to catch the edited version of this podcast, we usually have that up the Sunday following. So it should be up this Sunday. You can catch that on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Pod, whatever, all the places you find podcasts, you will find us. And you can catch it that way if you don't want to watch this and get all the good stuff, but you will miss all the good stuff. If
you got to watch right now. You got to watch right now.
You will miss it. So thanks for joining us. We'll get started here shortly. Get your beers done.
Would have been fun if we all had coronavirus masks.
Have you handed those out yet? So let's do it.
Want me to hand these out? Okay.
And then what you can do,
You can still be heard.
right now.
Oh, it's still.
And then
Hi, Mom.
When you're ready to hand them out again, just say who didn't get one.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Hey, listen up, guys.
We're giving away weather radios. So if you want
For the podcast?
Yeah.
From YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm using an iPhone, and I don't know.
So,
How would I just send them to?
wait, is that YouTube right now?
Yeah.
Is that YouTube app?
Yeah.
Go to just Safari. Yeah, go to just Safari and look on
Because they're listening
Or I can just send it to you.
Oh my God.
They are.
We're going to try to do some shout outs. Some of you that are watching, some at different times during the broadcast. For now, glad to see Sandy in from Cincinnati. And Dalla Jones, Christine, you're always with us. Thanks for joining. Parker, love to have you here. Hey, Ryan.
There you go.
I will introduce you.
Timothy with us as always.
I was trying to.
It is Andrew, yeah. He's the guy in the red Adidas jacket. He's down there. He's at the end of the Andrew Corral.
All right, guys. This is so fun.
Refill? Refill?
What type? No, I'm good for the moment. Thanks. I got 2/3.
Is it okay if we go a little early since everyone's here and we can start?
Yeah.
So I'll fill you guys in. So no time.
Yeah.
By the time you start.
I'm trying to share
So we'll
everything.
do our intro. One part of the intro is we'll talk about National Weather Podcast Month. We'll cover that a little bit in some of the podcasts. There she is. So this is Bonnie Bishop. So she's with B Squared Podcast. All right. So she's like one of the podcasts. It's a rich story. So very quick talk a little bit about that podcast. Then
Test.
Hello, world. What's up, YouTube?
I gave the dog a lottery number.
Give the dog a lottery number. What if it
That's
wins?
Cute. Then
the dog's owner gets it.
Well, nobody goes to the dog though.
But the dog may hear it first and then wake up the owner.
The dog
in a
needs to
tornado.
know if a tornado is coming as well.
Exactly, and they could pull somebody out of a house.
Exactly. He
So
can
there.
find his. He can find his owner
I
or
think it
something.
makes perfect sense.
I think so too.
Oh, this mic is muted. Darn it.
The dog gave me kisses.
Say right here, your mic is muted.
Wow. Who was that, Brian? Thank you, Brian.
Wait, who said that?
Wait, he didn't think we would make it past 7? Oh, okay, all right. Oh, then thanks, Brian. I thought you said he was surprised we made it past 7. I was like, what the? Where does he live?
He can hear you, Maz.
Is it me or does he look like Blake Shelton? He looks like Blake Shelton. Doesn't he?
You know what? I agree,
And there was like a half a second. I'm like,
We'll just tell everybody we have Blake Shelton here.
Hang around here. In fact, I'm going to have you sit here first. So you're going to share with Bonnie first.
Okay.
Does that cover the podcast month first?
sure.
So we're going to cover the oh, sweet. Thank you.
I brought both styles. in case-
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, stickers
We have
for
a lot of
everybody.
promos. We have
So we're going to cover National Winter Podcast Month.
I know.
Yeah, I'll take you through to talk about the podcast. And then when we're done with that, you can go have a seat, and then we're going to have Andrew come in for the beer company. So does that sound good to you?
So where are you from?
I was born in Houston, but I've lived here pretty much my whole life.
Really? That's
Yes.
awesome.
I was leaning to grab it.
Like, who's gonna-
Oh, I fell right on you. Come on in.
I was there the first 2 years of my life, so I don't even
Really?
remember it, which is sad. But
My
great
life
things
was
come from
wires
Texas.
of all kinds.
Yes.
Floors, cables, wires, coming out of your ears, everywhere, you know.
No, we're from Nebraska.
Strapped around your leg.
Yeah.
Wow. This is Bonnie's last day.
I didn't know you were doing a podcast.
Ricky, you work any weekend
How long have I
shifts?
been doing it? Or?
I didn't know you were doing it.
Well, I've only been doing it about 2 years on our 87th
A
episode.
lot of shifts. It's like severe weather. I'm here for the severe weather events.
Yeah, that would mean we started just a little while after.
Some weekend things this time here tomorrow.
B squared.
Yeah, B squared.
Yeah, the co-host's name is Bobby, so we just did B squared.
Phil?
That's good.
Give him the countdown.
How are you doing?
Good.
We'll go live in 1 minute.
It's already live.
30 seconds.
I don't know.
I had to go to the bathroom again.
Ready? These young guys.
I'm Brady.
Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie.
All right, come on. You're good. Hold on. Yeah, we're good. Let me just get hooked up.
Okay.
Test 1, 2, 3. Check.
Nice tripod. Is it going to fall off the back
You know
table?
what I forgot to do. Those of you that are watching live, or watching this after the fact on YouTube, it's raw for another reason, because sometimes there are other words used that maybe you don't want the kiddos to hear. So just we'll warn you that we always edit that out in the audio podcast, but sometimes that's caught in the video podcast. So just that's correct.
Exactly.
We just were at Chuck E. Cheese,
It
though.
point.
might be a little weird if we're
So we just were at Chuck E. Cheese.
All right, I'm
It
going
would
to
look
play
a
a little
little weird.
music. Does that sound good? How we doing, Nat? All right. Cool.
Is that our theme song?
No, that's our
I was gonna
game
say,
show.
I don't
That's our
remember
game
that.
show.
It doesn't seem familiar.
Oh, God, this is a lot of stuff. All right,
His script. Here he goes.
hold on. I
So
gotta
we believe in you, man.
get these guys, our main guests, up
Hi,
here.
Ryan.
Is it bad when we don't recognize our own
My
theme
son
song?
just texted me.
Okay. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do
How's everybody
it. Come on,
sound
y'all.
today? How's everybody sound? Good? And Andrew, So he's in the
He's
background.
coming. He's coming.
So you told
Oklahoma City, how are we tonight?
Okay.
Woo!
there's this camera over here. You're getting viewed from multiple angles.
This is the camera that'll be on you, but this is mostly audio. So really don't worry
Hi,
about
Zach.
the freaking cameras because for first time in your life, Gary, don't worry about the cameras. You don't have to worry about the cameras. All right. So here we go. We're coming in 3, 2. Hey, welcome everybody to the most entertaining weather podcast on your listening and viewing device. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast. It's brought to you by the Drive Weather app. Find the safest time to leave as you plan your travel by viewing the weather along your trip with Drive Weather app. It's available on iOS and Android. You can learn more at driveweatherapp.com. So, hey, don't forget, guys, you got to check out. This is going to be a great show. I can tell you that already, but you got to visit stormfrontfreaks.com. You can check out all of our past shows like Extreme Storm Chaser Reed Timmer. We've had Weather Hall of Famers Ginger Z and Jim Cantori. Those are just a few. But welcome, everybody, to episode 100. All right, so we are live at Vanessa House Beer Company in downtown Oklahoma City. We are joined by Oklahoma residents Rick Smith of the National Weather Service in Norman and TV legend Gary England. They're both with us tonight. We've also got special segments from each of our former contributors. We got, of course, a lightning round game with our guests. We even brought Weather Trollbot 5000 with us tonight.
Oh, no.
She made it past the security check at the airport, so it's good.
Unlike my hand sanitizer.
But before we get to all of that, I do want to let you know it is National Weather Podcast Month. We have a great month here in March where all of our independent weather podcasts get together, help promote each other, do some great shows, some great podcasts out there you got to check out, guys. Number one, Weather Brains, been around. And Rick's been a part of that, been around for probably 14
70?
years,
No, 70
15 years.
70.
They're pretty old.
90 years.
But some great guys and gals there we love. There's the Carolina Weather Group out of
those guys are
Carolina,
great.
which is a great group of people. They do some great, not only audio, but video stuff. Weather Hype. So you got Castle and Min do some, they do a really good job of social weather psychology, and it's really different. That's what's great about all these weather podcasts. They're all different. And the other one, which is kind of new, they were with us last year, but B Squared Weather. And I am excited to have Bonnie Bishop of B Squared Weather is actually here tonight.
Right, Bonnie.
And so first, thanks for coming down, Bonnie, but tell us a little bit about B Squared Weather.
We've been going just about as long as you. We just taped our 87th podcast, so we'll do 88 this weekend. We're just two weather geeks. They just get together, geek out, and talk about whatever's going on, whatever's happened. It's a shorter one, not as long as y'all's each episode, but definitely go check it out. B Squared, and we're on all social media. So definitely go check us out.
Wait, are you saying we're too long?
No, I wish we were as long
Bonnie,
as
what
Bonnie.
do you want?
we're
What do you
working
want?
that.
When's your podcast on?
We tape Sundays, and it's usually out that night or the next day.
Okay, you guys
So
are quick.
Typically
Quick turnaround.
Mondays.
And you're weekly, right?
Come on,
Weekly.
See,
MJ.
we're bi-weekly, so it takes us a little longer to
Well,
get to
you've
those
got the
higher
longer
numbers.
episodes. You've got
There's a little
guests
more
and
bleeps
things.
in ours,
That's
right?
true.
A couple more
That's
bleeps.
true.
to
More
cut
editing
out.
involved, but Bonnie, appreciate you coming by.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Thanks
doing
for
that.
having me.
So-
I'm glad y'all are here.
All right, so the best way, and if you haven't listened to the show before, the way we introduce all the co-hosts that are here is we ask, what are you drinking? Because it's a great way to let you know. It's always happy hour whenever we record. This is the first time we're doing this actually in a brewery, but it helps you to hear who's here. You get their voices, and you let you know we like to have a little fun. So I'm going to go around the horn here, find out who is here tonight. MJ is here tonight.
Woo, MJ.
And
Did
he's
all the hard
running.
work.
If
Lean in,
you're
man,
watching
lean in.
on video, we got cords running all over the freaking place. But MJ set all that up, so he did a good job. But I can see right now he is drinking the Vanessa House Beer Company
Yes.
Stormfront Freaks Pale Ale,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
It is.
Maz, what are you drinking, sir?
Same thing, man. It's awesome. I love it. Good job on this. Fantastic.
Good. All right. So Brady is one of our original co-hosts. And he started while he was attending classes at Ohio State. But Brady's here. What are you drinking, sir?
I did. Well, I'm going to switch it up tonight, and I'm also drinking the Storm from Freaks Pale Ale. So,
Wow.
yeah. It's crazy. I know. It's crazy.
We're 4 for 4. And then Dina's here. What are you drinking, Dina?
Of course, the Storm from Freaks Pale Ale. But look
What
at
else?
our cool. Well, you're not
There's a
supposed to
theme.
tell anybody. Oh, just
Mug
the mug.
Stein.
There's a
Stein,
Stein.
yeah.
And then Jen Watson's here as well. Jen, she needs a mic. What are you drinking, Jen?
Oh my God, I don't know. Maybe the Stormfront Freaks.
Oh, the Stormfront Freaks Pale Ale.
I don't know. It's delicious, and I don't usually drink that much.
Wow. So we're
True fact.
looking forward to this. And the fun part is, so we're again at the Vanessa House Beer Company in downtown Oklahoma City. And we have with us tonight, Andrew Corrales is with us from the brewery. Curious first, tell us a little bit about our beer.
Yeah. So it's an American style pale ale, right? Really the exciting thing about this beer is it uses Lotus hops. It's a newer hop that's out there. It's a hop
Sounds sexy.
It does.
Sexy beer.
Oh my God,
Lotus.
sexy.
Yeah. It's a hop that people are excited about. We've experimented with it a little bit before, but not that much. We're excited to throw it another beer. I think it gives a lot of tropical fruit and floral earth notes. So hops are like the grapes of wine, right? So each hop is going to give you some different stuff. And this Lotus hop has been fun to play with.
Where'd you get the Lotus hop from?
The West Coast. Most hops come from the West Coast, honestly. Yeah, like
Not a hops
it's
guy. You guys can't tell.
Yeah.
Not a hops.
I mean, I don't know exactly where, but probably the West Coast. That's where they mostly come from.
So tell us, Andrew, a little bit more about your brewery. How long you guys?
Yeah. We've been around for about 3 years. This location here on 118 Northwest 8th Street in Automobile Alley. 118 Northwest 8th Street here in Automobile Alley, butts up next to the Midtown District as well. This location only been open for a year, but as a company, we've been around for roughly 3 years. We have our big, we always do half-year parties because that's just how things shake out. And we're doing our 3.5-year party on March 28th. So if this is out by then, I don't know. If it is out by then and you hear this, you should come out to our party on the 28th. Doing plugs already. Yo.
Right.
But no, we try to focus on just having fun. For us, beer is about being with people like now. It's about drinking good beer and having a good time. So, and then creating experiences and something you can talk about later, right? And that's what we're about.
Cool. Well, appreciate you having us, Andrew. It's already a great time. So thank you so much.
Excellent.
And thank you for
All right.
making us such a cool beer.
Yeah, we're trying.
Awesome.
We tried. Yeah.
Good, thank you.
But what? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the esteemed guests we have here this evening. We can't be more excited to have who we have here. So, Matt, take it away.
Awesome. By the way, with the Lotus hops, I think it just grew an extra arm.
I don't get
I don't know if that's how
Come
that
on,
works.
catch up here.
I don't get that at all.
I don't get it.
Lotus anyway. All right. Hey, tonight we have former guest from episode 32 and 80. Gary England is here. Oklahoma weather icon.
Yeah.
Gary England was with KWTV News 9 for over 40 years, a recipient of numerous awards and honors, including 3 Emmys. 3 Emmys.
3.
Wow.
3.
Overachiever.
7. That's right. Gary's Oklahoma's top-rated television meteorologist. He's an internationally recognized authority in severe weather and holds a distinction of being the person who implemented with Enterprise Electronics the world's first commercial Doppler radar.
Wow.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Also, we have Rick Smith. He's been the warning coordination meteorologist for the National Weather Service at Norman since 2002. Prior to that, he served as a forecaster in Tulsa in 97, moved in 99 to work with the Southern Region headquarters in Fort Worth. Received a degree from the short-lived meteorology program at the University of Memphis. What'd you do? Did you kill it? What happened?
Short-lived.
They're like, Rick graduated. We're shutting down. That's it.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. So from weather service and TV weather, How often did you guys talk, or what kind of relationship did you guys have? Oh yeah, here's a microphone. There you go. What is it? It's cord.
It's actually a real yeah.
It's usually pinned on.
We didn't mic him up.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a mic. It's not powered on. There we go.
Raw, baby.
There
It's the raw. Love it.
There you go. How's that? So, did you guys talk a lot? How did you all have a relationship-wise between the Weather Service and TV?
I don't remember when you came, but I thought, who's that good-looking dog down there, man? But when you see his wife, he outkicked his coverage, man. Let me tell you.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, we talked some in the early days, not that much.
Yeah.
Then we talk more, and you know.
I mean, you have to have some relationship. I
Yep.
mean, it's a partnership. I mean, we're putting out information. They're the mouthpiece for that. So I think it just keeps getting better. But
Peace.
I mean, that's who people get their information from.
Well, thank you
They're
very,
not
thank you very much.
listening to you. So yeah.
Okay, I'll be nice.
Do you guys ever have like a weather wine night or anything? You guys get together?
Weather wine night. I like that.
WHI.
I know. I just thought of that.
I
Right?
know,
We should have
let's-
that.
Like
I
that.
think we make it a thing.
You know, during storm season, we're so busy and so tired. I don't think anything. You can't do anything.
We do a lot of whining during storm season.
Yeah.
But not the kind you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I am curious. So the relationship between the National Weather Service and the TV side of things. How do you communicate? How often do you communicate, especially during severe weather?
Well, we have several different ways. The most direct way and the daily way we communicate is something called NWS Chat. It's an interactive chat room that has the National Weather Service, the broadcast media, emergency managers, public safety agencies, all the TV stations in our whole area, from Oklahoma City to Lawton to Wichita Falls, are all in there. So we're providing information to them. They're sometimes feeding us information back. So that's the most common way. A few years ago, we started having in our office media workshops where we have any of the TV meteorologists that are interested to come to our building, and we have different topics that we cover and talk about some of the common problems and issues that we have. We're having one next week with all the TV meteorologists where they're going to come and actually go in our laboratory where we teach forecasters how to issue warnings. So they're going to sit down at the workstations that we use and kind of go through some scenarios. So and there's communication. We're going to a big outreach event tomorrow with all of them. So it's frequent. I mean, it's a partnership. It's a relationship. We try to keep going all year long.
What, Gary, on your end, how are you using the National Weather Service to help you?
I don't.
Of course.
No, I'm retired.
I said, how were you?
Rick has become invaluable in this market.
Right.
You really work hard to work with those people. Some are pretty difficult to work with, whether you know that or not.
I haven't noticed.
Actually, I won't tell you what they said about you then.
Nothing would surprise me.
No, they do a lot of outreach down there. I went a few of the things they did down there. When I was young, and really thought I knew everything, relationships were terrible.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
But since I finally grew up a little bit, and realized I didn't know everything, and through the years, the relationship has improved considerably. Because, but years ago when the electronics were that good, and we started sending out storm trackers and stuff, and then, sometimes we get information that there's a tornado at a certain location, and like a fool, I'd say, yeah, and we beat the National Weather Service on this. They really frowned on that,
way before my time.
I really frowned. But anyway, I think it's a good operation you guys have. When I'm at home during storms, I love to do that. I use you guys' sources and I broadcast to nobody. I just sit there and talk, and I'm able to criticize all the people on the air. It's really fun. In the past, you couldn't say much about them. And now I can say anything I want about them. But they
All
do
right,
a
now
pretty
we're
good
going to
job.
get the good stuff. Yeah.
So, Rick, we're early March now. When is the official severe weather season here for Oklahoma?
Officially, the official date that severe weather season begins in Oklahoma officially January 1st and ends December 31st.
December 31st.
Oh my God.
Mark
Great
it
answer.
down.
Gotcha.
We've done a lot of research on that. No, we get into the peak of severe weather season. I mean, this area, we just had all the tornadoes over in Middle Tennessee. They have severe weather all times of year. Ours is much more concentrated. So while we can have tornadoes every month of the year, it's really concentrated mid-March through early to mid-June. That's when we're not allowed to take vacation time, and that's when your family doesn't expect to see you. And we're getting into that period, but the bulk of the tornadoes, I think, over 70% of the tornadoes typically in Oklahoma happen during those 3 months.
So how do you guys gear up for it then? Is there like, hey, we're getting ready? What do you tell the guys out there?
Well, in our office, we just today we went through some seasonal readiness training. We're going through exercises. We have a simulator in the office where forecasters can sit down and go through events to kind of fine tune their warning skills. We're reviewing policies, procedures. I mean, it's just like a football team getting ready for a game. I mean, you're checking the playbook, making sure you know who's going to do what, and making sure we're all ready for whatever comes. And so yeah, that's a year-round thing too. We do that seasonally, but for severe weather, and there's also a lot of external stuff too. We're doing stuff with in the communities with the emergency managers, the public safety agencies, TV stations. So there's a lot. I tell people we don't just slide down a fire pole and issue the tornado warnings. It takes a whole year of work to get ready for that.
So how many people do you usually have on staff during a day of a busy severe weather?
Well, all weather service offices are staffed for quiet weather. So if it's anything more than just a handful of storms or warnings, we have to have more people come in. Just depends on the scope. If it's a big day like May 20th last year, the high risk day, every chair in the room is full. So we may have 10, 12, 14 people in the office.
Because I do notice like NWS chat now, people are really on it. It's kind of nice to know like, hey, we're about to issue a warning.
We try.
Yeah.
I mean, and that takes people, and that takes a lot of, we pretty much have to dedicate someone just to NWS chat. And sometimes we have multiple people in there because that's such a valuable lifeline between us and the TV meteorologists and everybody else.
What happens if an event like kind of sneaks? Obviously, it's less common nowadays with the models and everything. What if an event sneaks up on you and you realize, crap, we're understaffed? Like, do you have people on call that
I don't understand what you're talking about. Sneak up on you?
It's less frequent. It's less frequent.
No, it happens, and it's happened. And yeah, I mean, we're not officially on call, but I mean, certainly we'll call people in. I mean, the first people. Sometimes if we're an anticipating event, we'll have a list and say, okay, if you need me, call me. I can come in after 2 or whatever. But there's the management team. I'm a part of the management team of the office, so that we might get called in or we might just go in. So yeah, but sometimes if you're in it and it's going on, you just have to do the best you can. Yeah.
Because Rick, I have dry cleaning that needs to be picked up, so I need you.
Well, I'll put it on my list.
So I've got a question for each of you. What is the longest shift that you have ever worked, and what weather event was that? Because I know for different tornado outbreaks, hurricanes, I mean, you can not leave the station. I mean, at one of my stations, we had showers there, and you just like sleep in a different area.
That's nice.
Showers.
Man, where was that? Where was that?
Huntsville. It was in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh yeah, I've been down there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was probably, some have been back there so long ago, I can't remember. But May 3rd, 99 was probably the longest because at the station at 8 or 9 o'clock that morning, because the forecast next day, the models looked like something might happen, like thunderstorms and a few tornadoes. And in that morning, 8 o'clock or so, and I think I went home. My wife came and picked me up at about 4 or 5 a.m., which was long. Yeah, and you just get in the rhythm of it.
Yeah, I mean, the storms don't respect our clock and our shifts and things. I don't know. I've worked quite a few 16-hour shifts. One was just this past May that I distinctly remember coming in about 6 a.m., being there till at least 10, and probably after. And that's the day we had an EF3 tornado hit El Reno, which is just west of here, and up at 5 the next morning to go do the damage survey. So sometimes it's not just the long hours of one shift, it's the back-to-back. So it's working 16 hours and then going right back in and doing it again the next day. Because if we get into those patterns around here, you can get that day after day where you just have the dry line sitting out there and storms just over and over.
It seems like you can make it through the day on those type of long days where somebody like, just bring me food constantly at times. But then as soon as you get home, you're dead to the world.
Yeah. Did you get food?
And a shower.
I never got the shower.
I worked in the wrong place, man.
I don't know how many events I've worked where you're in it and your adrenaline's going and you're busy, and it's, I don't know, it's sometimes 6, 7, 8, 9 in the evening. You're like, wait a minute, when's the last time we ate? You know,
Right.
and you hope somebody thinks to order pizza or
Yeah.
something, but it happens. You just go and you run on adrenaline and you run on what you got, but that happens. But yeah, you get home and I don't know. I have trouble shutting off completely when I get home. I'm usually the last thing you think you would want to do is get home and look at more weather, but sometimes you go home and sit on the
can't
couch.
stop
and
yourself.
You can't stop. Weather's a job you can't leave at the office very easily.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're talking about all these storms with spring and summer coming and motorcycle, RV, and other cross-country trips being planned. I need to tell you guys about the Drive Weather app. I used to, whenever I went cross-country, I'd always have to look up every single National Weather Service website on my trip. And I would look at their hourly forecast to see by the time I'm going through that part of the country, what's the weather going to be like, especially in the winter when I would travel in the winter. And what's great about the Drive Weather app is now it does all that for me with the slide of a timeline. I can see what the weather will be like along my route when I get there. It also now has a special time tweaker for RVs and truckers that might not go as fast as most vehicles, so you could adjust the speed of the trip, but it's available on iOS and Android. The Drive Weather app has a free version up to 2 days of weather and city-to-city routing, or it's got a $9.99 a year subscription. Gets you 7 days of weather, wind direction, wind speed, and address-to-address routing. So to find out more, go to driveweatherapp.com. So we're going to go ahead and get another Stormfront Freaks Pale Ale and take a break. You're going to get to hear a special segment of Santa's Tighten You Minute. We'll be right back with Rick and Gary. All right. Good. You ready? Let's just keep going. You guys ready? We're gonna keep going. So,
MJ needs a minute.
16 hours. Can you put the camera up on something so that we can see?
Can you put it up on there?
And then frame them, reframe them. I'll put it large. Yeah, that's better.
there you go. Better?
Very good.
Handsome man right there. Okay. So we'll come right back. We'll keep with some questions. We'll probably just go about 10 minutes this time, so we'll be a little shorter. So if you got questions, make sure you ask. We'll take another break before we come back for the lightning round. Okay, you guys good?
Okay.
Good. Anybody need a beer? We're good?
I'm so good.
All right. So we're good. So we're going to come back in 3, 2. Hey, welcome everybody. We are here at the Vanessa House Beer Company in downtown Oklahoma City to celebrate our 100th episode. And we are with guests Gary England and Rick Smith. Guys, I've got a question for you. So just recently, obviously, some tornadoes went through Tennessee specifically that got hit pretty hard. And most importantly, because they were at night. Okay. And so I know you guys have been through a lot of that here in Oklahoma as well. I'd like to hear, we'll just go each separately, what kind of advice and what kinds of things people can do. And you might both have similar answers, but I think there's probably a list of things that people can do to just be prepared for that. And why we probably had the deaths that we had in Tennessee was because they were probably at night, had a lot to do with it. So Gary, I'll start with you. What can people do to help them during night, evening tornadoes when they might be sleeping?
Well, first of all, I tell them, and I've done this for years. I spent my life trying to educate the public that they had to stay aware. I say, get up in the morning when you get up, check the forecast. Noontime, check it again. Go to SPC, the Weather Service, check it out. Same in the evening before you go to bed, you check it out. Then you're aware of what might happen. What I've seen a lot of times here in Oklahoma and other places is that people don't, the warnings are great, most cases. Probably 99%. Is that pretty close? They're really.
99.9.
I'm talking about just the one you're on, which is 99%, man.
Keep going. You keep going.
But they don't get the message. And there's be a bunch of people in every town that just don't get the message. and it's just frustrating. Like the Moore tornado, 2013. We talked about the day before, the day of, and when it was going on. Beautiful pictures of the tornado, houses going up, people dying, and I talked to people after this. One guy said, "Well, we were at a such location right there where it went through, and they knew there was a warning. I don't know whether they heard the sirens or what, but then they when they took actions, when they looked out the front window, and they took off. So they didn't stay aware of what might happen. And we told them early on, talk to your schools, make sure that tell them you may go get your kids early. And the schools were hit. One of them that was hit really badly. Many of those kids were already gone. Their parents had picked them up. Otherwise, it would have been a lot
Yeah,
more. So
thank goodness.
I just drive home awareness, because you can't make them all do it.
Yeah, and nighttime tornadoes are scary anywhere. I grew up in Tennessee, and a stat that's interesting and scary is Tennessee has more nocturnal tornadoes and more nocturnal tornado deaths than any other state.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think Walker Ashley did a study on that, and that's in a paper that he wrote. But so it's not, sometimes you hear on the media, well, this freak storm or this unusual thing. It's not that unusual to have these nighttime storms, and really. Gary talked about warnings. It doesn't matter how good the warnings are. If you don't hear them or you don't get them, then it's like, you're talking to a wall. So you've got to have some way to wake you up in the middle of the night. We still have across the country an overdependence on outdoor warning sirens. People are saying, well, I didn't hear a siren, or you're not supposed to hear the siren if you're in your house asleep. That's not what it's for. So weather radios, we heard stories in the Tennessee tornadoes where weather radios saved lives. People got the alert. It woke them up. Their wireless emergency alerts on their cell phones save lives. You've got to have multiple ways to get a warning 24 hours a day, and you've got to have some way that will wake you up in the middle of the night, especially if it's in that area where those happen a lot. We get them here occasionally, but not that often. We don't get the overnight ones very often, but it's common over there. So it's just getting the warning is critical. And then, of course, you got to do something when you get the warning, but you got to get the warning first.
Yeah, and I feel like there's only so much you guys can do, right? Because I saw a tweet of someone who was complaining because they were watching The Bachelor or something on TV, and it had cut in. And then a few hours later, I saw that same person who tweeted a picture of damage in Tennessee, and like one of their next door neighbors or something had their house completely gone. And so it's I feel like there's only so much you can do, right? But because people are concentrated, they're concentrated on the entertainment in front of them. They want to see the shows they want to see. Yeah. And when it comes to weather, it's kind of a on the back burner.
Unless it's in their backyard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can you go door to door? How big of a staff would you need to do that?
People would like us to, I think. I mean, that's
if you interrupt their program, they'll throw you out the door.
Well, they probably would.
That.
I mean, and that's kind of a testament to how good the weather information's gotten from the TV meteorologists and the Weather Service and everybody else. There's a high expectation now. People expect that level of, well, what time is it going to get here, and is it going to hit me? I don't care about the house next door or across the street, and of course we can't do that.
I will. Let me tell you one quick story.
Yes.
Because those of us who've done television, we really get angry about the people that complain. And this one guy kept calling me up, and he called me up one time, and he said, I'm going to whip your tail, something like that. And I was just in a bad mood. I said, okay, meet me behind the TV station at 6:31. So 6:31 came, and I gathered up the biggest dude in that station you ever seen. And we walked out the back door together. The guy just took first gear and took off in his pickup, and that was it.
Oh my God.
But this is
So he actually showed up.
He showed up.
Amazing.
Thank you.
How,
Oh, he was there.
Yeah.
I suspected he would be because he was pretty strange. But I had a big dude with me.
Oh my gosh.
it's amazing how people, I noticed that too. I mean, a lot of us have worked on TV and just I don't know, they'll show, I've had someone show up at the station too, but they just like wanted to meet me, but still was creepy. And you're just like,
very creepy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things. So I have a question for each of you. What is the hardest thing for you to forecast when it comes to daily or when it comes to severe weather events, like merging supercells, kind of like the Joplin tornado, which was very tricky to forecast, especially with that tornado, the warning cone and everything. It kind of collided together, two storms, and turned into this massive circulation. But what is one of the hardest things, I guess, daily, and then an event in your life, a weather event that was really hard for you to forecast?
We don't have enough time on the show, I don't think, for,
Yeah.
for the list. You've got a list, I'm sure, a mile long, but I don't know. Severe weather-wise, there's a misperception about Oklahoma that we get all the big supercells. You know, it's like shooting fish in a barrel to issue warnings here. They're all big supercells, isolated. You've got all the chasers. You can see them a mile away. That's not all we get. We get the Alabama, Tennessee storms here too. We get the lines. We get the embedded circulations, the QLCS tornadoes and things like that. Those are tough. Those are tough to forecast and warn for, to react to. They're just bad all around. So yeah, those are probably the most difficult. And if we're talking severe weather wise, I mean, there's challenges with every event. You know, there's some events. I mean, some of the big tornado events recently, the 2013 tornadoes, May 19th, 20th, 31st, they weren't easy, but they were pretty evident. We were pretty confident, pretty far out, that something bad was going to happen somewhere. Those are hard to deal with emotionally, mentally, and all the bad things that happen. But from a forecasting perspective, those aren't difficult. I don't know. One of our deals around here is the cap, so it may look like the world is going to end, but if the temperature is just 1 degree warmer a few thousand feet up than you thought it was going to be, then you're getting a sunburn instead of, you know, storms. So that there's all kinds of things that can complicate the forecast here, but that's a big one.
Well, just in regular forecasting, it's snow for me. Snow is very difficult. It's getting better with some of the models getting a little bit better. So everything's been improving. The forecast's been improving. The warnings have improved. As far as, boy, I don't know. You know, I got a list a mile long. My fear.
That's got to be
Ice
tough, though.
storms.
Snow and ice and
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're talking
where,
Yeah,
how
for-
much?
that's the absolute
precip
worst.
type is if you can't get the precip type right, you're never going to get the amounts right.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it's and I have the feeling a lot of places in the country say this. Well, we're always on the line, and I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. We're always on the line. Tulsa's always on the line. Oklahoma City's always on the line.
You're on the line up there.
I blame the interstates. The interstates seem to have something
Yes.
to do with it,
Oh,
but
I saw
winter weather sucks.
Yeah,
It's
it
hard
does.
to predict, and
It's,
people are obnoxiously passionate about their snow, and if you tell them
Yeah.
it's going to snow and it doesn't, they are brutal. I mean, it's just like, look, we're in prediction, not production.
They
We
always
don't
go to
make
the biggest
weather.
model too. They always go to the biggest
Oh,
oh
model.
yeah,
yeah,
twist
that's the
testing,
one,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. They picked that. At least ones I've watched, they picked the worst model, the most snow, the highest
Snowmageddon,
wind,
right.
and that's it. And that's sad. There's a lot that goes on.
Because how does it work here in Oklahoma City? If you guys get snow, does everything shut down? I know Atlanta, you get I say it's a flake or a foot, they close school.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have much. If you get an inch or two, it's bad. It just depends. I mean, we can get a glaze, a trace of freezing drizzle, and that shuts the city down more than anything transportation wise. I mean, that's happened more than I like to admit, but I mean, that happens. But yeah, it doesn't take much snow and ice. And lately, you know, it's like I said, we've had challenges with the snow forecast, you know, and people like to make decisions earlier and earlier. School systems, they want to close the day before and not wait till the next morning. And boy, those are long nights saying it's going to snow and the schools all close. And boy, you wake up like a little kid peeking out the blinds going, oh, I hope it snowed. I hope it snowed. I hope it snowed.
Oh, please let there be white on the
Just
ground.
something.
Please just something.
One more quick question. So, Rick, I know you've been on a lot of surveys, and same with you, Gary. What is the most shocking thing you've seen from storm damage-wise, from a tornado or something else? Because I know during the April 27th, 2011 tornadoes in northern Alabama, the National Weather Service had found it was a safe bolted into the ground that had been like destroyed and picked up. I mean, what's one of the most shocking things showing the power of just weather in general?
What do you got?
Well, I think the most shocking thing I've seen when I surveyed the damage on May 3rd, 99, the damage was horrific. It was total chaos. You know, the street signs were gone. All that stuff was gone. But I think the thing that really got me is came to this one house. A policeman was taking me through there, and the house was gone. And the pipes were sheared off, and the pad had been lifted off. It was just absolutely.
Like the concrete pad?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah, it was gone too.
Wow.
And that sucker was really, really strong. So it's about the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Of course, I've seen all the stuff,
Yeah.
board stuck here and all those things, but that was probably it.
Kind of like in Twister, right?
Kind of like in Twister. Yeah, a little bit.
Good pop culture reference, man.
That last tornado was not bad in Twister.
I
It was
know.
pretty good.
I mean, anytime you go out and do a damage survey, you see things, and some of the violent tornadoes we've had here. I mean, sometimes it just really hits you when you're out there. You're a scientist and you're looking for data, but at some point it hits you. This mud that you're walking around in, there's people's lives in there. So there's toys, and this was in their people's pantry just last night, or their refrigerator. So that's all shocking to me. But some of the demonstrations of power, some of the vehicles that we've seen, pieces of vehicles thrown over a mile that we couldn't even identify what the vehicle used to
Wow.
be. May 24, 2011, an EF5 tornado out near El Reno actually pulled an oil rig up out of the ground, and we don't even know how to rate that. I mean, that was just,
Wow.
we had to get engineers to try to help us. What in the world would it take to do this? And I don't know. You see things all the time, but it's the fact that that's wind and moisture, and it's not there, and then it develops and it does its thing.
And then it goes away.
It goes away, then it's gone. So it's crazy.
Let me say just one thing about that tornado near El Reno. It was huge. Was it 4 miles across or whatever it was? I don't remember. But it was huge. But you had the entire cell was rotating it. And in it, of course, you had the massive big funnels forming in here. Around the periphery, not on the far periphery, but on the periphery, there other tornadoes were rotating around. And the speed clocked on those was, I think one of the faster was 175 miles an hour. So that means if you're out there looking around and you're watching storms there and this thing forms there, you don't even have time to say goodbye. So, and there were many of those rotating in there, 175, down the road, not twist, down the road.
And that's what caught some people too, correct?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Besides white
2013.
people and
Yeah.
Yeah. I work as a consulting meteorologist for attorneys, and I worked on that deal with some people, and also those ones down in Moore, a lot of other places. But that was just, I know that one group, the big tornadoes are over here, and there's a big one down in here. They went south. It was a bad decision. I would think anybody, well, I was, but it was a bad decision. Whoever made that to go south, it was not good.
Well, and you guys talk about outreach too. So you do stuff at the Weather Service. I know on the TV side, we always went to schools.
Schools. More
first,
schools.
Let's start with the schools. What's the craziest questions or craziest event you've ever been to?
Oh, this kid said to me, "How old are you?"
What was your response?
I thought I was going to say, "You little," but I said, "Hey, babe, I'm really old," and he went, "Cool, man, cool." Wasn't that great?
Oh my God.
The thing we get at school talks is, and the teachers are getting better about this, but it's not the questions, it's the stories. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, one time my uncle was if you hear one time, you're getting a story, or then you get can a tornado pick up a dinosaur? But you get some good questions. You get some really insightful questions every once in a while. It's like, wow, I've never thought of it, or they get stumped sometimes, and that's cool.
What I did to get around that a little bit, before I went to school, we talked. I'm sorry about that. I'm not used to microphones, man. We'd talk to the teacher and say, pick me out 6 boys and 6 girls, tell them we want good questions from them and no stories. And it worked. We put them on the stage, and there's none of this.
Yeah.
My Uncle Charlie said.
That's a good idea.
So you guys have probably a pretty decent pulse. Do you think there's still a lot of kids that are getting interested in weather just from conversations you've had? Is there a lot of engagement in that? And, what do you guys think about that?
I think there's a lot. I don't know how the enrollment's going down in the schools. I know that was a while back was going down a little bit. But I think there's still a lot of engagement. There's a lot of people interested. Those little devils growing up, some they're just like you guys, just you grab on, you got the gene for it, and you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, we run into people at outreach events, little kids coming up, and they're either fascinated by storms or terrified by storms, and meteorologists start both ways. And so I think there's a pretty good pipeline coming.
Yeah.
We still get lots of interest.
Cool. Well, I'll tell you what, talking about kids. So in episode 71, we got to speak with indie developer and storm chaser Mark Remillard about the Outbreak storm chasing video game project. We're happy to announce they actually just launched their Kickstarter campaign about a week ago to finish development in the game, and they've already met their goal. So this thing is already happening, so congratulations to them. This thing's got realistic weather simulation mimicking Tornado Alley. You can get chase vehicle customization, including the option of getting behind the famous Dominator 3. But so now that it's been funded, we can shoot for these stretch goals. So this is how Kickstarter works. Some of these stretch goals we can still get are offline chasing, social features, Jen, and even a sandbox mode, just to name a few. So make sure you don't miss out on getting this game when it's released, or even get involved in the beta testing. This Kickstarter campaign, it ends March 24th. So you got to hurry. Go to kickstarter.com and search Outbreak, and that's spelled O-U-T-B-R-K.
Yeah.
O-U-T-B-R-K.
And
So,
kids,
hey.
I'm going to be playing that game, Phil. I'm
Yeah,
not
totally.
a kid. Come on, man.
You were playing Galaga a minute ago.
And so listen, we've actually got it now too, where now that it's been funded, one of the customizations you can put on your chase vehicle is a Stormfront Freaks podcast sticker.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty cool. So, hey, we got some Midland weather radios to give away here. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get a special segment of Tracker Chat. So we'll be also right back with Rick and Gary's lightning round. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen, did Phil just call you a weather feature? He was like, and a weather feature.
Oh, my God. It's genius.
I know.
But it sounds like doesn't it sound like a good concept? I love it.
I'm surprised it hadn't been done before.
Yeah, think about you're on an 8-hour chase and you get nothing, and you're like, oh, let's go play my game.
The only issue is the question's always going to be fun game to play. The playability long term when you're watching video tornado. It's not it's not real. It's a digital tornado instead of seeing the real thing.
And how realistic is it going to be? Are
Yeah, I don't know.
Get food poisoning?
Yeah.
It's a good concept. We'll share that with the guys.
Yeah.
Or just get a sunburn.
Yeah.
Or warm beer. Slap out Oklahoma at 3 a.m.
All right, so hey guys, we got some weather radios to give away. Dina, let's go ahead and give away 2 of them. We'll
All
give
right,
away
you
2.
guys still have your numbers, right? All right, I'm just going to do my number generator.
Did anybody not get a number? Okay.
Okay, and 16.
16.
Who's got 16?
Yeah!
Yay!
Picture guy.
Woohoo! Okay. All right, ready? And, yeah.
Oh.
Number 6.
6. Hey!
Blake Shelton got it.
Blake Shelton.
Yay!
Love it.
Blake Shelton, I know.
Although the dog didn't get it, sorry. We still have more to go. I know. All right, great. That's 2 down.
All right, last thing we got is lightning round for you guys.
Now, he and I are past lightning, okay?
Good. Pass light. Don't forget to use your mic. That's good stuff right there. Okay. So we're gonna come back. We'll just do the lightning round, and then when we're done with the game, I'll just ask you guys how people can follow you on social media and whatever, so you can go ahead and plug away that. Okay. And then we'll take a break right after that, and you guys can go or stick around. So, and everybody watching, thanks. I did see one of our co-hosts, Greg Johnson, is on. Greg's up in Canada. We miss you,
What's up,
buddy.
Greg?
Hi, Greg.
But thanks for tuning in. Wish you were here. And everybody else that's checking in, it's good to see.
Still on our break, right?
Yes,
All right.
we're-
So I got to say hi. My kids are texting me. Zach. Are they
there,
on
camera's
the
up there.
chat?
Say hi to the camera.
Hi, Zach. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Bill. All right. There they go. I got them.
Don't
Good.
beat me up.
All right.
Hi, Tracy. Hi, John. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Dina's kids.
I don't know. All right, so here we go. We're gonna come back and start our lightning round. So here we go. We're ready. Everybody ready? Coming back, 3, 2. Well, welcome back, everybody. So we're here downtown Oklahoma City celebrating our 100th episode at the Vanessa House Beer Company. And we've got the opportunity tonight to, of course, that's the sound. It's time for our lightning round.
All right.
So this is our game show of flashy questions.
You just freaked everybody in the
that
bar
we
out with
always-
thunder. They're like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
both Gary and Rick were like, crap, there wasn't supposed to be anything tonight. But this is our game show of brilliant questions, flashy questions. We always play with our guests, and we always invite everybody else to play along with us. Tonight, we're going to play a little version. We're going to call this Famous Oklahomans versus the Freaks.
Whoa,
I
it's
like
on.
it.
So famous...
Gary's
Brilliant.
face
I
is
just got
like,
a deer in
I
the
don't know about
headlight look from Gary. Like, what the?
Famous Oklahomans versus the Freaks. So what I'm going to do is so both Rick and Gary, they're not going up against each other. They're going to be going up individually against the Freaks.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Our co-hosts here.
Air 5. There you go.
Come on.
And so this is going to be all about famous Oklahomans. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. I've got there's 4 clues to each of these famous Oklahomans.
Davy Crockett.
And I'm going to give one. I'm going to look
Kit
around.
Carson.
That's wrong. So I'm going to give a clue. You guys, if you know it, but here's what happens. If I hear anybody blurt out an answer,
Is that why you're looking
and
at me
it's
like
wrong,
Oh,
and it's wrong, then you guys are shut off, or you guys are shut off. It doesn't matter. If I hear something and it's wrong, then either the Freaks or our guests get to hear the rest of the clues all the way to the end, and then can answer. Okay. So you got to be careful, right? Not
Don't
to
blurt it out.
not to
Davy
jump too soon
Crockett.
on
Better
this.
not do any of that
all
crap.
right, man.
Come on.
All right. So here we go. So we're going to start off. Rick, you're going up against the Freaks. First one, Rick and the
All right.
All
Freaks.
right, Rick's
All
up.
right, here we go.
All right. So let me okay. So here's the first clue: baseball.
Oh, jeez.
Second clue: catcher.
I'm scared
I
to
have
say.
no idea what
do
these
one
Third
more.
clue: 1989 Hall of Famer.
Okay, I'm going to risk it. The only one I can think of is Mickey Mantle.
That is incorrect. It is not Mickey Mantle, and partly because Mickey Mantle was not a catcher. You guys can't cheat.
Is the final
Not
clue?
Stop
cheating.
cheating. No, you can't cheat. All right, but here the Freaks get the
Is
last
the
clue.
final clue
all
a
right?
rhyme?
The last clue is
I don't know.
1976 Cincinnati Reds World Series MVP.
Oh,
Can you do a rhyme? Can you like rhyme his name? so we
No,
can
just
get
give
it?
me his name.
Can I try again?
It's
don't
his name
know.
or not?
Does anyone know?
Hey.
All right.
Hey.
All right. You guys didn't get Gary. What
I
is
had
it?
no
No,
idea.
she's soliciting help from over there.
Yeah,
I
you cheater.
know. Hey, we gave the guy a weather
Freaking
radio.
cheater.
Crowd. Hey, we're using a lifeline. Pull the crowd. Pull the crowd. Come over here.
Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench.
That is it.
Gary, we don't like the word
Right.
soliciting over here. Just so-
All right, next one, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary, you're going up against the Freaks. So here we go. First clue: famous Oklahoman, music. Second clue: country singer and songwriter.
Okay.
Third clue: married to Trisha Yearwood.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
hell, I can't
know it
remember his
now.
name. I just saying.
I know.
If you're
Can I
willing to say it, say it.
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
That is it.
Good
Garth Brooks.
job.
All right, Rick, you're next.
Rick
Rick and Freaks. Here
They're
we
gonna
go.
need, they're gonna need double points, Phil. You might have
First
to start
clue.
giving them
First clue.
double.
TV movies. TV and movies.
Okay.
Second clue: actor.
Okay.
Third clue: Maverick.
James Garner.
That is
Good
correct.
job, Gary. All right, Rick.
James Garner.
There you
That's
go.
James
We
Garner.
have a statue of him in Norman. So.
All right,
Oh,
Gary.
nice.
Gary, this is you. This is gonna be good.
God help us.
This is gonna be good. Okay, ready, guys? Music. Pop group. Third clue. Three young brothers, Isaac, Taylor, and Zach. Fourth clue, mbop.
Were they out of Tulsa?
What?
Were they out of Tulsa?
I don't know. They were out of Oklahoma.
Hanson.
Do you know?
Yeah,
Hanson.
Hanson. That's
yeah,
correct.
I knew that.
Hanson.
Knew that.
Hanson. All right, Rick.
Look at the answers when they got here.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Oh!
Hey, we like that. Leave it
come
alone.
on.
All right.
I got that one myself.
Here we
I
go.
got that one.
Rick. We got the edit time on that. All right. All right, here we go. Listen up. Here we go. TV movies. First clue. Rick and Freaks TV movies. Actor and director
Oh, okay.
of TV and movies. Third clue. Happy Days.
What's Happy Day?
Ron
Fourth
Howard?
clue. Ron Howard. Ron Howard. Man's got that one. All right, we got a couple
I
more.
knew
Gary,
that.
you're up. Gary, here we go.
Hey, give me
All
a
right.
softball.
Baseball outfielder. Baseball outfielder.
I'm lost.
Same.
1974 Hall of Famer
From Oklahoma?
from Oklahoma.
No clue.
Not yet.
I should
Let's
just
have
guess,
another
shouldn't
one.
Yeah.
Third clue. Battled alcoholism most of his life.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Who
about.
is it?
Go, Gary.
I? You got it.
He was Bobby Mercer's best friend.
What?
Well, but I need Bobby. I need the Bobby
Well,
Mercer's
that's
best
better than the
friend's
hints
name.
you're giving.
That's a good hint, though. That's a good hint. You got it. All right, here's the last one. New York Yankees number 7 is retired.
I know he is. I can see him.
Give it to Gary.
All right, we're gonna give it to it's
Wait, let me
Bobby
tell you what
Mercer's best friend.
Yeah, every time Bobby and I were in Dallas, he'd say, "I want you to meet him." And I can't remember his name. And when we go over to his house and call him, he's always drunk. He was, which is sad.
It was Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle. We almost went to a steakhouse tonight. All right,
Give it to
Rick.
you.
All right, you guys got your last ones coming up. Rick,
Wait, what's
here's
the
your
score?
last one.
Hold on. What's the score?
We don't keep score.
It's
You know
tied.
that.
It's tied.
All right, it's tied.
And all the marbles.
All right, Reba.
Oh,
McIntyre.
I got it. Reba.
McIntyre.
Reba.
Bill.
We all
Reba.
win and Phil loses.
Reba.
Boo.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that very
All
much.
right, so this is Rick and Gary. You guys are teaming up on this last one. This is for all the marbles. It's
All right.
you guys against the freaks. Okay. But remember, if you say it wrong, you miss out and they get. All right, here we go. First
don't have very
clue:
much faith
movies.
in us.
Movies.
What?
Movies.
In the movies. Second is actor in the movies.
Very broad.
Third clue is gonna be a big one. Academy Award winner.
Also very broad.
But I'm not gonna give the name. I'm not gonna give the name of the movie. I was gonna do it, but it's too much of a giveaway.
3 clues? Is that 3?
No, we're going fourth clue. Last clue.
Okay, one more.
Former wives Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston.
Brad
Pitt.
Pitt.
I'm giving it to Rick. Rick and Gary.
Wow.
That was close.
I saw it. It was coming out of his lips before over here. So that was
From
good.
Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Now we know what
he
Rick
was
does on his in his spare time.
Damn, that was good.
I think that was about as close a finish as we've ever had in a lightning
So
round.
that was good. That was
Wow.
good. That was true lightning round right there. That was true lightning round.
Wow.
So the other clue I cut short was Academy Award winner in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which he just got, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the other clue. All right, so do me a favor, Rick, we'll start with you. How can our listeners find you on social media?
Well, I'm on Twitter at OUNWCM and try to stay out of trouble as best I can on there. But I like to share weather information and it's mostly weather. So yeah, OUNWCM.
What's your
Okay.
phone number?
I'll get that later.
Okay.
All right, Gary, what about you? How can our listeners find you?
I'm on Twitter at Gary E. OK. Gary E. OK. And on Facebook, I'm on there as Gary England, Gary A. England, and Gary Twister England. So 3 pages.
Okay, that's a lot.
I know.
I will let you know while we're here right now live, you have blocked us on Twitter. Did you know that?
No.
We're blocked on Twitter.
I saw it. I saw
I
it.
pull you
It's
up.
true.
Gary England has blocked Stormfront Freaks on
Yep.
Twitter.
You must have said a bad word.
We must have. Yeah, it's not uncommon. Not uncommon.
You
that
know.
happens. So I'll tell you what, we got some more Midland weather radios we're going to give away here. We're going to take another quick break. You're going to get to hear a special segment of Tornado Talk, and we will be right back with Weather Trollbot 5000.
No.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much.
thanks, you
I
guys.
really appreciate it. You guys are
Stay
awesome.
and have another beer.
Anybody want pictures with do it now. Hey, would you guys be willing to take some pictures with people? Take some pictures with some folks? Okay. So if you guys want to do that, why don't you hang on over here and do that?
More to come. Hang in there, everybody.
Just remember who
Oh, I tried to photo bomb that.
Hit the wrong button.
You know what I'm talking about? I am like, yes.
No cheating.
God, that was I was like,
Oh, shit.
Well, it's been a great show so far. Oh my god. I love the beginning, the back and forth between them. It was awesome.
All right, this we go. This right there. We got Robot and
Yeah, we're good.
There's still 2 more weather radios. Let's go, everybody.
did it go away?
All right. Put my thumb over Gary.
What's that? Oh, hang on.
You're the official photographer.
Work with me, people. 5.
We did it.
Okay. Oh, got the kick. Nice. All right.
Thank you. You guys are fantastic.
Thank you. Bottomless side.
Trollbot coming up.
All right, I think we got one more.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm so posted. Oh my God, this is so fun. This is great. I love that we're still live right now, so everyone's just like, what?
Don't worry, guys. We're coming back in just 1 second.
Oh, wait,
The
yeah.
podcast is still going on. Stay tuned.
Let's
No,
have a
you- you
conversation
can
right now,
leave
Brady.
because
Let's
it's
talk. What do you
weather
want to talk
troll
about?
bot.
So
You can
some of the
go.
crazy things, why I asked Rick that question for storm damage, it's April 27th, 2011, one of the craziest, and it's a generational
Yeah.
tornado outbreak,
Yep.
right? Because you had 1932, 1974, and 2011.
Yep.
It happens every 35 to 40 years. But just the damage out of it was insane. I remember talking to the National Weather Service in Alabama, and they had to come up with new ways to say disaster
Yeah.
or catastrophic.
Yeah. Well, and just imagine waking up and your house is completely gone, or just being in that and having everything you own destroyed. I mean, what would you? I mean, how could you even?
And that's why it fascinates me. Just like I think Rick or Gary said, it's just air we're sitting in, moving really fast in a cylinder. That's really what a tornado is. But isn't that crazy? That's what fascinates me. And that some of the stuff.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Oh, Finley.
He's a man of the people right there.
He is a man of the people.
Rick has left the building.
Yeah. So was there a weather event, Brady, in your childhood that really inspired you?
There
He
was.
got picked up by a tornado
No.
and landed in another city.
I've never seen a tornado actually.
In
Never
Oz.
ever seen a tornado in my entire life.
Were you? Oh, that's right. You haven't.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Come on. You have some movie credits, though, don't you?
You have some movie credits.
Really? What's your address?
Yeah, I got to get an Uber.
Oh, here.
It's awesome. Hey, I love it. He's responsible.
No
He's
kidding.
responsible.
Yep, that's absolutely.
MJ, how's it going back there? You having a good time?
It's going well.
Yeah. How's the tech side?
I'm amazed that it all worked.
You know what? I had full confidence in you. I really
good.
did. Never have I doubted your technical prowess.
And I got a shout out John Larson, my colleague,
Oh, no
who
way.
I think is watching, helped set this all up.
No
so
way. Thanks, John.
you bet.
Yeah, MJ, I feel like you are the unsung hero of this podcast. You made this all happen. Phil's a good
We
planner,
just-
but you.
I would concur that you are the hero of
Technologically
this
speaking,
podcast.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
No, we are though, and you deserve attention. So. Everyone should know that MJ is the brains behind this organization. Everyone should know that.
You guys-
All right.
Maz is the face.
Naz is the
MJ
face.
is the brains.
Face.
You're the face.
of this podcast, of this whole situation. You guys, we have
right,
so we've
here we
got some
go.
great people watching us. I want to give a
Yeah,
shout
do
out
it.
to Shane Adams, obviously Ryan Knightley, and let's see,
Ryan and
Our
Zach
buddy
Riley are
Parker.
done.
Oh, no way.
Parker
Our man
Owens.
Oh, Parker's
Christine.
on. What's up,
Oh,
Parker?
Parker.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for
Hey.
just being here with us and helping us celebrate.
Hey, Brady.
They won, yep.
Yeah, they
Rick
won
got it.
huge. Thunder won
Rick
like
got it in.
over like a 25-point spread or something.
Hey,
like
Brady.
that, or
Greg
difference.
says he can hook you up with a tornado this
I-
spring.
Oh, Greg, I need it. I've had tornado
All right, guys.
dreams.
So we want to
before. I
know
literally have
how are
one
you
about
guys
every week.
doing, and
that's how
I'm
desperate
talking
I
to
am
the
at this
people that are
point,
watching
so
us.
Hit me
How you
up.
guys are doing on this Friday night? And what's the craziest weather you've ever seen? What's the craziest weather you've ever seen?
I want to know my son
And
is
yes.
going, hey, MJ, and not hi, mom.
Hey.
And yes, Ryan and Zach are related.
You guys are the best twins in the world. Best twins in the world. You're very lucky to have an incredible mom. Listen to your mom. Listen to your mom.
I kind of want to make sure Gary gets it.
Oh, Ryan, you're so fun. I wonder, are they in the same room watching
Yeah,
this?
he's
Are you guys in the
there.
same room?
Is it
Should we go?
when you're ready?
Okay.
I
Gary's
think
getting an
the
Uber.
I think the viewers are ready.
You got set up? You get the address? Okay.
Oh,
right.
such a. I love Gary so much.
Should I reposition my camera then on Maz or something?
And purely Maz.
Unjust
Actually,
Maz.
put it here.
Yeah, put it on
Or, well,
Maz.
No,
I think
put it on
we
Maz.
should
Put it on
just.
Maz. Put it on Maz.
No.
Put it on Maz.
No,
No,
come
we got
on,
our whole
Maz.
circle
We've
right
already
here.
got.
Actually, I
We're
probably
already
Or
on.
actually,
Yeah,
Maz,
we're
do you want
on.
to come
I
over
probably
here with
won't
me?
use
You
that
gotta
one.
see your good side, man.
Maz, come over.
Yeah,
No,
we
no,
can do
no,
that.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
just flip it over here.
Yep.
I think we should drag this out for as long as we can.
We should try
Oh,
this
they're
out.
watching on TV, Jen.
Oh, nice. Oh, you guys are so cute. I
We're
love
start
you
doing
guys.
shots.
Shout out to the Knightley twins.
Woo!
Now we've got the whole crew.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, this is perfect
We're all
now.
very monochromatic.
We are monochromatic.
Like we
all,
planned it.
Yeah, it is like we planned
I
it.
can say that word right now. I think we're
We're
monochromatic.
monochromatic.
Guys,
Monochromatic.
we're awfully packed in here. I like
okay.
it.
Yeah.
This is gonna be.
And we
This
all
is
had
exciting.
cheese at
Oh,
dinner,
look at
I'm just
that.
saying.
Yes. Maz and
Pretty
Phil.
Hey.
Hey, Phil.
Bye, Gary.
Gary. Thank you again so much.
I do what?
appreciate it, sir.
I do what?
Thank you.
Oh, that was impressive. I just caught that. Everyone on the camera. I just caught the mic.
Did it fall?
No, I caught it. Thank you. Like I did.
I can
First
tell.
base.
Thank you for
Yeah,
saving
I
our
did.
1982 vintage microphone.
You're welcome.
Thanks
Everybody,
again.
Gary England.
Yes, Gary.
All right, if we have any sensitive ears in the crowd, cover them
Okay.
for this
Yeah,
next
this is
segment.
Weather Trollbot's coming up, so
Cover the dog.
she sometimes says some pretty nasty stuff.
We can't
This
control
may
it
be the best
though.
part of the show. Just kidding. Just
I don't
kidding.
know that's going to happen, but past practice will
Yeah.
just
I
kind
love
of.
Weather
She's got a
Trollbot
mind of her
5000.
own.
Man, this is always hard to do. I got to do a couple things here at once.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Yeah, we're
adjust.
getting there. We're getting there.
All right, we ready? Well, go if you have to go.
No, I'm waiting for you to
Oh.
another troll.
Wait, where is she? I don't see her.
Yeah, where is
Yeah,
the
where is
Trollbot?
Trollbot?
Where is
Trollbot.
the
She's in the
physical?
corner.
Oh, there she
She's in the
is.
Get the turtle. Get the ninja.
Yeah,
Get the
she's over
stormtrooper
there.
helmet over
So-
here.
Yeah.
So Tim answered my question. The craziest
War
weather
machine.
he's seen was Superstorm 1993 or the ice storm of December 12th, 2008 in Albany, New York, or the thunderstorm complex
That's
that
a lot,
spawned
Timothy.
the Mechanicville, New York EF3
Shit,
tornado
that's a
and the
lot.
Adirondack blowdown of 1995.
Holy
Got a
cow.
memory.
Tim, that's impressive. That's very impressive. I grew up in Rochester, New
Wow.
York, and I remember the ice storm of 1992. Do you?
Oh,
I don't.
Wow.
I wasn't
There's
born.
a challenge right there, Timothy.
That was a challenge.
There's a challenge. Let me quick.
Okay, try some.
I'm just gonna try our sounds here.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Well, look at our faithful viewers over there. Everyone's been so fun here, guys. Just so you know,
All right.
like
That dog's
This
won
is-
more
it's a-
than me.
I
on
know
this
that
podcast.
dog.
We're ready.
This
Okay,
is
what's
the
the dog's
100th.
name
All right.
again?
This is the
Finley.
100th episode, and that dog has won more than me.
Rock and roll here.
All right.
Finley's
So
our
here we
new
go.
mascot.
We're coming back in 3, 2. Welcome back, everybody. We are here in Oklahoma City, and we have brought with us. We got her through the security checkpoint at the airport. We brought back Weather Trollbot 5000 is with us tonight. I am surprised we got her through the checkpoint because Dina, you said you couldn't even get
I
your
couldn't even get my hand sanitizer through, and I just can't let it go.
and
I just
so
can't let
this,
it go.
This is amazing. But so Weather Trollbot 5000, we found her in a garage sale way back, and we've kind of repurposed her to be able to interpret the thoughts of our weather friends as they get trolled on social media. And so all we do is we input all this information into Weather Trollbot. And what she does is she kicks out what our weather friend was really thinking when they responded, because all of our weather friends, they're very professional, right? They always, on social media, they say the right things and the nice things, and they usually never go after them. But Weather Trollbot interprets this. So we got 4 of them tonight. And the first one we're going to go through. So this is our friend, former guest, Ginger Z. And Ginger doesn't have a problem putting this stuff on
Because
social
we love
media.
her, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
So here we go. So this was on Twitter, and this came from, we'll throw people under the bus. Kels said this. She's at Critical Curls on Twitter. She said, Ginger Z's eyes are too scary for TV. She looks like she wants to take my soul.
Jeez.
gosh, people.
Yeah,
Stop
Oh my
it.
God.
I'm sorry.
exactly.
Have you ever
so-
taken anyone's soul, Maz?
Not this year.
Not this year. Okay, good.
So here's what Ginger came back with. She said, this might be my favorite tweet of the month.
Wow.
That's all she
That's
said.
awesome.
You know, she didn't go anywhere. So
Ginger's
we're going to
amazing.
input all that information into Weather Trollbot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find out what she was really thinking.
Here is what Ginger was really thinking. Why would I want your shitty soul? Though my eyes are capable of such things if I choose. Wasting that power on you is certainly not worth it.
Why would she take your shitty soul is basically what she said. Mark that, by the way, MJ.
I don't eat junk food.
Let's
Yeah.
see that one more time.
One more time?
Yeah,
All right,
I think
hold
we're gonna
on.
do one
It's
more
hard to
time.
hear it.
Hold on. I got to input it. She doesn't save anything. She doesn't have a memory.
Okay.
She needs.
She needs a longer cord. That's what she needs.
she does need a long.
All right, let's here it is.
Here is what Ginger was really thinking. Why would I want your shitty soul? Though my eyes are capable of such things if I choose. Wasting that power on you is certainly not worth it.
Yeah, she said I can do it.
Nice.
That's fair.
I mean, she can do it, right? She
But
just
it's not
wasn't
worth my
gonna
time.
That is a pretty crappy
wasn't gonna
Well
waste
done, well
waste
done,
your
Weather
time
Trollbot
on that one.
5000.
All right, so that next one we've got is from Hannah Strong. So she's a television meteorologist in Louisville, and this looks like it was on Facebook. And Robert Shepard said, "You always look great. Did they say something about the way you dress? I love your outfits. You have beauty and class. They make you dress like an old lady. If you have it, you should be able to show it off. I love your legs and feet."
Oh, it started
No,
off so
listen.
good.
But he said, "I mean that with heartfelt meaning. I'm not flirting with you."
But
Wasn't
I'd like
that
to
the
lick
movie
your
Elf?
toes.
What's he doing?
Wasn't that the movie Elf?
All right, so
Really great
Hannah,
eyes, they tell the story.
Hannah came back and said, "An old lady, ouch." No one tells me how to dress. My goal in dressing myself is not to show off any particular asset. My body is not an object for your pleasure. The goal is to not be a distraction from the important information I'm sharing. And it's funny, just the other day, someone wrote me to say I was dressing like a prostitute.
Whoa!
So I guess you can't please everyone.
Back it up.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and input that. Weather Trollbot.
No one's ever said that about me.
I'm sure they have, man.
I'm sorry, man.
When you wear your sweater vest.
Then.
Wear your sweater vest.
I don't have.
All right, so this just got kicked out. Let's find out what she was thinking.
Here is what Hannah was really thinking. Stalker alert. You know, if you are going to be creepily flattering, you should not include old lady in your words. I have already filed a restraining order. 100 feet. Don't you dare fucking get any closer.
There you go.
Oh!
Yeah, Hannah's taking the precautionary steps she needs to take. That's good.
That's
I'm
a
proud
weirdo.
of Weather Trollbot
That's
on
good.
that
That
one.
is a weirdo.
She did good.
All right, next one we've got. So Amy Sweezy. So she was
Yeah.
a guest on our show back in episode 94.
Wrote great books.
Yep, she's a TV Met in Orlando, and she was promoting her appearance on her Facebook. So she was talking about go to Stormfront Freaks, listen to the podcast, and this was what she got on Facebook. So this is from Glenmore Chase, Orlando, Florida. Glenmore. Who's got Glenmore?
I don't know.
That's a weird name. All right. So Glenmore said, a podcast about weather? I can't think of anything that could be more boring.
Whoa.
Oh, boo!
Maybe a podcast on how to arrange your sock drawer.
Just go back to your
Arranges
mom's
their
basement.
I still have to do, by the way.
So Amy comes back,
All right.
kind, nice, professional. She said, why would you post this on my page? Now, the funny thing is like, you should be posting that on the Stormfront Freaks page.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but she said, why on my page? You're welcome to your opinion. You're welcome to not listen to a boring podcast.
Wait, did she
Which
just call
way
us
did
a
she
boring
still-
podcast?
right.
Did she call us
Boring.
boring
Wait a
too?
Yeah.
We might have to call Amy
Not
out
gonna
on
have
this
her
a little
back.
bit.
Oh,
Hey, but I don't understand the need to put others down publicly.
yeah.
Very nice.
So behave
Very
yourself.
nice. And we had a great time when you were on, Amy. But let's find out. We got to put this in. Weather Trollbot.
You organize your sock drawer?
My goodness,
man?
Shane.
It's overdue.
All right.
Talk about that later.
So she just spit this out. I'm going to share this. Here we go.
I go by
Here is
thickness.
what Amy was really thinking. I would agree Stormfront Freaks podcast is more exciting than a podcast on how to arrange your sock drawer. I would also say the freaks are going to burn your sorry fucking ass on their next show. Don't poke a sleeping bear.
All right.
Yeah!
Self-explanatory right there. That's
Go us.
touche, Glenmore.
Yeah, Glenn.
All right. Last one we got is from our friend Janice Dean
All right, Janice.
Hey,
from
Janice.
Fox
So
News.
much.
So she's been a guest a couple times. Great. But so this comes from Twitter. Greg Rohde at Grody594.
Brody. That tells you.
So he just says nothing too bad. He just says breaking news: Janice Dean is the only one in America who likes Groundhog Day. And Janice came back, said, "Please go complain somewhere else."
Nice.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
Respectable.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
But let's see. I want to know really what Janice was thinking when she
Yes,
said that, because
please.
I got to think
All right, Janice is
it was
good.
more than that,
Come on,
right?
Janice.
All right. So Weather Trollbot just kicked that out. Here we go.
Here is what Janice was really thinking. Fuck off.
Okay. So there you go.
Straight to the point.
Janice,
epic.
Janice,
Thank
Janice.
you, Weather
Short and
Trollbot.
sweet.
Right
That's
to
what
the
we
point.
like.
You're good. So Weather Trollbot 5000. We love her. Hopefully I can get her back through the airport again. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to take our final break. And when we come back, we're going to share some of our favorite memories of the last
Oh, this is
100
good.
episodes.
Oh, here we
This
go.
is the best.
So stay tuned. All right.
This is the fun
Weather
part.
Trollbot.
Almost.
All right, you guys ready?
We're ready.
We don't have anything
ready.
else to do. We'll keep going. All right. So these are the memories. Okay. So I'm just going to go down. I'll probably go in episode order.
Okay.
So we're going to start with Maz is talking about Gary England and the promo. All right, I've got two of his little promos, so you can just kind of talk about setting up the promo and all that stuff. Then we're going to Dina
Okay.
with Daniel Shaw. You know what? I'm going to scratch that. We're going with Brady first. So Kim screen share.
I'm gonna be very short on mine.
But you got to set it up though, because I just play a clip.
You got to set the scene,
right? And so you got to say why was it so funny? Well, because you're first, then Brady. Okay.
I was just playing both those clips back to back.
Right. What you say?
Yeah, look at that.
Spider-Nado. Yep.
Are you playing both those?
Oh yeah, burger.
You'll like
positions.
these.
You
You'll
got
like
that one
these.
too. Yeah.
Phil, are you playing both clips back to back, or how you doing?
No, I'll play the clip, whatever,
Okay,
and then I'll go
gotcha.
to the next person, set it up, play the clip. Okay, so you kind of have to set it up. It really doesn't matter. Just talk about the fact that Kim always has fun trying to share her screen. So it wasn't like the first time this was happening, which is what made it kind of funny. And then I'm going to go to Dina with Daniel, and you can kind of set that up. And then I'm going to MJ, Joe Moravsky, so kind of set up that lightning round. And then I'm going to do Rick Reichmuth. You have anything you want to add? Are you good?
Totally.
Okay.
I'll wrap it up at the end. For the little bow.
No, here's what I'm going to do. Just because we don't have, sorry, no offense.
Wow.
But-
wow. No, Phil was like, no.
But the clips are what make it. No
Okay.
offense, but the clips are what make it, not what we're saying. Truthfully.
All right.
So I'll start with you first.
You're going to start with
I'm
me.
going to start with
Okay.
you. Okay. To explain what it is. Tell me what it is, so at least you're set. I know.
Honestly, it's just the weather troll box.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So we're good. And then we'll do that. We'll quick freak fan box. You can tell people how to do it. Okay. And then I'm closing this up and we're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right.
Thanks for hanging with us, you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, see.
Almost
At
there.
Right
9:22.
here. The screw right here.
We gotta get our stuff out of here. by
So,
11.
all right. So we're coming back in applause. I think. Yes. Coming back in 3, 2. Hey, welcome back, everybody. So we're here for our 100th episode, guys. We've been doing this for 100 episodes, which I guarantee you when we started
Crazy.
this,
No.
I mean, it was maybe somewhere in that vision, but it was somewhere in that vision. right?
Somebody's vision, yes.
Hey, we have a beer now.
Yeah.
We've made
Now
it.
we have a beer. Yeah.
So which after 100 episodes, that's probably the biggest
Yeah,
highlight.
it
We've
is.
we got a beer now.
We have a beer.
But the point is this: we've created some great memories, and we're just going to have an opportunity to share each of our favorite memories of the show tonight. And Jen, I'm going to start with you. What has been your favorite memory of the show?
I would say so. Phil got mad at me earlier about this.
I did.
Because I said everything, every episode, every interview is so good, and I love something so much about every episode. But what I'm going to say is what makes me laugh so hard is Weather Trollbot 5000. I think that's the most hilarious thing, and I had to take a mini hiatus from the podcast during the middle of it. And I came back, and all of a sudden, there's a Weather Trollbot 5000. I was like, where was this earlier?
Oh, true.
And I think it was Janice Dean's episode with the Weather Trollbot. And Janice Dean is amazing anyway, but just her reaction to it and just everything else, it was just phenomenal. So go back and listen to that episode. But all of them are amazing.
It's good. Good. Well, thank you. All right. So, and we've got some clips for some of these things, too, that we're going to share with you. But I'm going to go to Maz because we're kind of doing this in episode order of these memories. Maz, you had one of your favorite memories was actually had something to do with the guest tonight.
Oh my gosh, Gary. Gary is just a funny guy anyway. But when we were asking him to do a little promo for us, the guy just
I remember
ad-libs, and he sounded like
fabulous.
he had been listening to Belle Biv DeVoe "Do Me Baby" song or something. Because it was like smack it up, flip it, rub it down, move it around. I was like, what the heck did he just say?
That's a great interpretation.
It is.
So hats off to Gary.
Do you have the actual
So I've
clip?
got it. So I'm going to play the clip. There was
Oh, you got
actually
it.
he had a blooper initially, and then he came through. So here we go.
Oh, it's Friday night in the big town, baby. Jump back, throw it down, all dressed up and no place to go. All right, check in with the Storm Front Freaks. and listen to their podcast because they're really good.
He's amazing.
Am I gonna live
Okay, now
He's
say your name.
like a baseball announcer, almost, something like that. Yeah.
It's like Gary.
This is Gary, England. It's Friday night in a big town, baby, all dressed up, no place to go. Jump back, throw me down Loretta. Hey, be sure to listen in every week, right? Every week, the Storm Front Freaks podcast, baby. It's the best in the world. Jump back.
You can't beat
So
that.
good.
You can't beat
Oh,
He's a
he's
pro.
so
He's a
good.
pro. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
good stuff. All right. Next one we've got. So favorite memory here is Brady. This was you. This was a favorite memory of many of ours, but
Oh,
Brady
yes,
was the first
indeed.
one to chime in on this, so he got it.
Yeah. So Kim, I'll just preface this if you're watching this. We will all love you, and you are
Love you.
You are very
Yes.
talented in many different ways, except for screen sharing.
Screen
Yeah.
share.
So, if for those of you who've watched our podcast over the years, you know that we usually do a weather resource or a weather fool, where us as the freaks, we're going out and we're going to find something and we're going to screen share it. And whenever Kim would screen share, I swear to God, guys, it would sometimes take her like several minutes to figure out how to get her screen on.
Lots of editing.
And,
Yeah.
and I remember one time we all lost it when she was trying to screen share, and she had done it successfully, and then she was trying to stop
Get out.
screen sharing because it was always on the back end too. And she pulled up this internet browser, this Google browser, and had like a bunch of like skeletons. It wasn't even close to Halloween. You were like, why is your Google browser like Halloween themed? And she's just like, I love Halloween. And we had lost it.
All right, so let's listen to this. This is the whole thing. Gotta listen. It's good.
Hey, Kim, is there a character in one of the books that's still trying to figure out screen sharing?
Wow, where are you now? My goodness.
Google.
It's like,
You gotta give her points for trying.
okay. Well,
How do I get out? She can't get out.
She can't stop screen sharing. It's awesome. Kim, we love you.
Kim, you're truly awesome.
Can you hear me?
Are you there?
You gotta listen to Mads.
you look a little thin.
I can't figure this out. Wait. There we go.
That's amazing.
Okay, is it gone?
She can't turn off. Oh, that was
That's
All right,
epic.
that was
That's
classic.
epic.
All right, classic.
That was
All right,
good.
Dina seems to remember a certain guest we had and a story he had.
This one was an Australian storm
It was
chaser,
Daniel Shaw.
Daniel
Yep.
Shaw. And it's kind of cool to talk to somebody who doesn't live where you live. And he's telling us all about Australia. And this is something I have not forgotten because for once he's talking about not only is Australia beautiful, but everything wants to kill you. Every living thing wants to kill you. Then here's the one that I can't let go of. He was talking about spiders and how big these spiders are, and how they hide in like the corner of the door frame. Now I don't know how they hide being this big, but they get in the house. He said that they took a regular mop, the old school kind of mop. He hit the spider with it, pushed it down, and it was so big the legs came out over the side.
Oh.
And I swear to God, I talk about this all the time because with all the talk about Australian fires and stuff, I'm like, you guys, everything wants to eat you there.
Yeah.
And spiders are bigger than your car.
Yeah.
Like at Halloween, at Halloween when they put those big spiders in your front yard,
Yeah.
those are what are really in
We're gonna
Australia.
play this. We're gonna play.
She
Dana.
covered it.
That's
If there's
episode
Daniel
200,
Silver
right?
place
We're
in
going there.
Australia, if you could choose to be, this is where I'd want to be and chase. Where would that be?
Southeast Queensland.
Okay.
Big spiders. Big.
Oh,
Big.
it's not the
I
cow
remember-
that's in the
I
tornado,
remember
it's the spider.
many years ago. My dad killed a spider with a mop. Mop was standard mop used to mop. Killed the spider. The legs protruded 3 inches out. We actually discussed whether we should actually get it a museum to come around or something like that. It was alive.
Get a
It was on the wall.
museum to come
Huntsman
out.
spider. They move very, very quickly.
Oh my
They
god.
hide in your car. They come. I've had them sit just on my,
Oh my
roof
God.
when I'm driving. Yes. Well, they come in. They hide in the door frame. When you open the door, they sneak in. When you least suspect it at night, you're coming home and sitting to
How
yourself.
does something like
after
that
a great
sneak
conversation.
in?
Yeah, how do you not see that?
Sneaking
They-
in.
Straight up.
Oh my God.
I mean, look, you guys have tornadoes. We have spiders and snakes. I mean,
That's right. And he said, Australia's great, but everything's trying to kill
Yeah,
you.
I think
everything-
I'm crossing that off the list. I don't
Yeah,
think I'm ever
everything
going
wants to eat you.
Australia.
All right, MJ. MJ's got a good memory as well from one of our past guests. This is from episode 69.
So we do lightning. Interesting. You do lightning round, and there've been several interesting episodes of that. One of them involved the ninja weatherman, Joe Moravsky, and it was an interesting because we were, he's a American Ninja Warrior, right? And we asked him to guess whether the name was an obstacle
From the
or
series. Yep.
or a adult toy. Is that
Adult
correct?
toy,
Okay.
yes. Adult toy.
Oh, this was
Yeah,
Oh,
so
this
we'll
is-
go ahead and
this
play
is
this.
rough.
Here we go. So he's got to guess. I give him a name. He's got to guess, is this a toy or an obstacle? If you want. All right, the next one, it's called the Little Rooster. is that a toy or an obstacle?
I'm going unknown.
Yeah, we're gonna say toy on that one.
That is correct. That is a toy. All right, we got the battering ram. Is that a toy or an obstacle?
That is so incredibly awesome.
Joe, I'm so sorry.
Because it's an obstacle. That's
It
why
is an obstacle.
Oh,
Believe
yeah.
it or not, the battering ram is
These
an
guys are
obstacle.
Oh, it's so good.
The pole grasper.
Oh my God.
The pole grasper.
You know, the more we get into this game, the more I realize now they should probably change the names of these obstacles.
Yes.
That is an obstacle.
That is an obstacle. The
Is
pole
this
grasper.
ladies are not on the show tonight?
That could be possible. All right, then the last one, Maz, this is for you.
Oh,
The emoji baiter. Emoji baiter. Toy or obstacle?
Toy.
And it was a toy.
It was a toy.
It was a
We had it,
toy.
yeah.
No, this is props
He was
to
a good
you, Phil,
sport.
for Phil's amazing games lightning
How he
rounds.
comes up with this
Like
stuff.
he's so creative, and it makes
Or
every
depraved.
episode so memorable.
Or what? Depraved. Yes, yes.
So Phil, thank you for that.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you,
Well,
We're gonna have
so
to check his browser
we're
history.
not done. So I've got my memory. And my memory was very similar to MJ's, and this is kind of a little bit where it started. So this was with our friend Rick Reichmuth. We've had him on a couple times, Fox News. He also has created the Weatherman umbrella. But this was episode 65, and this is a little bit where it started. And this was his lightning round. And we called this burger positions. And and so I talked a little bit about, I said, I'm going to give you a name. It's either one of the top 100 burgers in the United States. It's the name of a burger, or it's the name of a position in the Kama Sutra.
Yes.
And he had to guess.
So
and
creative, so
and
creative,
it, man, we lost it on this one as well. It's got the merch style. Okay, here we go. Another one's called the basket.
Basket.
Basket is a
Oh, man.
burger.
How many more do we have?
I'm going to say that it is a position.
I thought that would catch you for sure. There's burger baskets all over the place,
If I
right?
ever go to these burger restaurants, I'm never going to be able to eat any of this
All right, here we go. The number 5
I'm
special.
getting kind of hungry. So.
All right,
I'm almost a vegan now. I don't know.
all right. Next, Magic Mountain.
Please let it be a burger.
I'm going to say position. Man, I am getting these all right.
No, it's scary.
Wait. Are you
He covered
married?
his face.
Couple more. We'll do a couple more.
My eyes are watering.
Here we go.
Must be the onions. Do not start that.
I couldn't come up. I couldn't say the name. I just looked at it and I couldn't say it.
All right, MJ.
It's epic.
All right. The glowing triangle. I barely could get that one out.
That's amazing.
That actually was a position, but there are some good burger names that you would have never guessed that they were not positions. So, but those are some great memories, guys. It's we've had a lot of fun here tonight at Vanessa House Beer Company and celebrating our 100th. And so we're gonna have a ton more memories coming up. But MJ, let's let people know how people can get a hold of us.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line.
You got mail, baby. Yeah.
Baby. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So yes, please do contact us and please share your thoughts, your ideas, your comments. We love to hear them. You can use good old-fashioned email at questions@stormfrontfreaks.com, or of course, you will find us on Twitter and Facebook. At Twitter, it's @StormFrontFreak, and on Facebook, it's Stormfront Freaks.
Very good. So, hey, that just about does it for this 100th episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast. Thanks for listening or watching, and a special thanks to those of you that came out tonight to see us.
Thank you, guys.
So before I go ahead and announce our next guest, don't forget, we always love your reviews, and whether you're going on like Apple Podcasts and you write a review for us there, or you just send us a review on Twitter or Facebook. We'll definitely share that on our next show. And subscribe. If you guys listen to us on your podcast app, hit that subscribe button. Just make sure you get our next episode. The minute it gets released, you'll get it in your inbox, and it's free to do that. Special thanks to our guests tonight, Rick Smith and Gary England as well. Had a great time, and also thanks to Vanessa House Beer Company here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah!
They hosted a great event for us and made an amazing beer for us as well, which is outstanding. So our next episode, we're going to be recording live on YouTube and Twitter on Thursday, March 19th, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. We're going to be continuing our National Weather Podcast Month celebration with Chasing Legend, Damage Surveyor, and listen to this, guys, next weekend's Weather Hall of Famer Tim Marshall is going to be our guest next episode. So for all the freaks, for MJ, Maz, Brady, Dina, and Jen, I'm going to signal the all clear. We'll catch you next time. Good night.
Goodbye. Hey.
Oh, look at that. I caught it.
That was actually amazing.
It's like catching a garter.
Nice.
Perfect timing.
Well played.
Wow, that was good timing.
Wow, we didn't even make a mess.
Get that on the mic. Everybody watching us tonight too on YouTube, on Helicity TV, on Twitter, all that stuff. Thank you guys. You're awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They've been so active.
Yeah, they have.
Wow,
Good job,
yeah,
Bri.
right.
Good job, Zach.
Parker Owen,
Chris, Shane,
Brian,
Parker.
All right, guys.
All right.
Let's have some champagne.
All right.
Oh, man.
Yep, actually, I got to drink a little here. Hold on. Brady brought a little champagne to help us celebrate. And then I'm having some more beer. All right, yeah, sure. Can I just drink from the bottle?
Yeah.
No.
Sure. Absolutely. You can.
Okay. I just have to finish my beer just a second. Oh, here. Wait, I need some. Wait. Whoa.
Oh, that's what you're doing. I'm like, what's the matter with you?
Okay, that's good. All right. Thank you guys all for coming. It's a blast. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks, Brady. Thanks.
Are we ever going to drink for crying out loud?
Yeah, I want to drink. Cheers. MJ made it happen. Good job.
Sorry.
Wow. That's some hard stuff.
Every single one of you guys saw.
Let's have champagne and go sit in the sun.
We are done. We are out. We're out. See ya.
That is a